Yo, you already know what it is, man. Big Sean, Good Music, Def Jam. Checking out Thisis50.com. You already know what it is. Childhood, I grew up in a single parent house, just me and my mom. My dad was always around them, and my mom and dad remained friends, just because of me and my brother. But it was a very good upbringing, you know what I'm saying? They tried to keep me, I'm from Detroit. Everybody knows Detroit is like super hood. So they tried to keep me out the hood as much as they could. They sent me, when I was younger, they sent me to like private school. They sent me to like, the private school I went to specialized in art and poetry. So that's where I kind of started getting a love for poetry. They used to make us do it like every morning. And that's when I started rapping when I was about like 11 or 12. And it was a cool upbringing, man. Definitely didn't have money like that at all. It was a struggle, but it worked out pretty good though. Man, it's a dream come true. It's crazy because I used to ride to high school listening to Kanye all the time, with people like Jay and Pharrell, and like now working with him, it's just kind of like unbelievable. I hate when people always be like, man, if you dream it, you can do it, da-da-da. But man, if you really like put it out in the universe, like, you can really make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? But working with Kanye is amazing, man. He's one of the, how can I say it, most particular people I've ever met. He's very into his work. He critiques it. He nitpicks at it till it's just right. And one of the things he taught me was when he was working on the Graduation album. That's like right before I signed to Good Music. He took me on the road with him for like a few months as I was making the album, basically teaching me how to make an album right before he signed me. And that was one of the biggest lessons I've ever learned from him. And he's definitely my mentor, definitely like a person I look up to greatly. Yes, Finally Famous is going to be the title of the album because that's been my whole shit for years. You know what I'm saying? Finally Famous. First of all, Finally Famous is my crew at home, where basically we're a group of people who all came together. We were just like friends since high school. We were real popular. A lot of us do music, some of us do acting, some of us are on the business side. So basically, the whole concept of being finally famous is when you're famous, you recognize we're doing something great. We put finally in front of it just to symbolize like, man, we work for this, this is what we work for. So whether it be like you rapping and you being recognized for you finally famous, if you just in school and you getting good grades, you being recognized for you finally famous, and everywhere in between. If you just on your shit, if you on your job, you finally famous. So that's what I live by, man. So I don't care who's saying whatever about finally famous, like that's my shit. You know what I'm saying? Been my shit. So everybody who's talking about finally famous now is on some whole, I don't know where that's coming from. Real heartfelt music that I made, in the middle, between the time where I rapped for Kanye and when I got signed was like 2.5 years. So like, as I graduated high school, let me tell you, I graduated high school, I wasn't no nerd or no shit, but I graduated with like a 3.7 and shit. I was like ready to go to school, college. College was fun, you know what I'm saying? I visited college and like wanted to go. I had like damn near a full ride to Michigan State. But Kanye hit me up and was like, man, he was like, you could do both. I encourage you to do both if you want, but you might fuck up in music or you might fuck up in school trying to do both. So I chose music because I figured this opportunity doesn't come around. But it still took like about 2 years after that. So in those 2 years, I was like at the crib, all my friends was at school. It was like a real depressing time for me. Cause I'm like at the crib, like what the fuck, I'm waiting on like the labels and shit and trying to start this buzz and blah, blah, blah. But that's when I hooked up with these producers, Right Tracks, and that's when I made a lot of the skeleton of Finally Famous, the album. But I think that's when your best work comes out, when you're like going through situations like being broke, like having to scrape up change at McDonald's at 4 in the morning because you're in the studio spending all the money, little money you had and shit. So, it's just those type of feelings are on Finally Famous, the album, along with a lot of new feelings. You know what I'm saying? I hooked up with like Pharrell on there, hooked up with The Dream, Kanye did a few tracks. write tracks. Who else? A couple other producers, but I really feel like people can expect heartfelt music that they can relate to. Helps artists like me. You know, the internet is a tool that can get your shit around the world like in a second. You know what I'm saying? So without the internet, I wouldn't be shit. This is what I know. I think it's hurtful to labels just because I don't think labels have learned all the way to adapt to the internet. You know, I think they're relying on record sales and there's other ways that they can get money, but I think they're starting to catch on. And so I think it's just changed. I don't think it really hurts it. I just think it's a different time. You can't sell 10 million records, but you can get different licensing deals. You could motherfucking get different type of deals. You know what I'm saying? Digital deals, different type of shit is going on. So I feel like it's just evolution. That you have to build your own buzz, man. My advice I can give to any rapper or any artist, well, you stay humble and you also can't wait on anybody. I learned that the hard way by trying to wait on people, but like you gotta build your own buzz and take advantage of this internet thing because you can do it. If you have talent, you can do that shit. If you do something different, the camera is eventually gonna get to you, you know? So that's my biggest advice. And get a lawyer. That's another one. You can also hit me up on my website, which is like my daily blog. I got all my shit on there, Twitter, Facebook, and it's www.uknowbigsean.com. It's UKNOWBIGSEAN.
Break world records, grinding Ron Sheck Lord. Since I signed a con, I'm Louis Vuitton shine. Up in Benny Hine, eating all the wine time. Rose, or a little Sean Don. Put her hands down my pants, now she rocking Sean John. Oh, I guess